It's amazing how far we've come just to this point, at least. And yet we still have to go through all of that. Can we get there? Probably not this episode, but we'll see what we can do. Hiya, Porkers! So before this video starts, these wonderful patrons have helped financially support the quality of the content that you are about to see, and I would like to thank them very much for doing so. If you would like to join this list, consider clicking on the Patreon link in the description and pledge at least $1 a month, as well as get some additional rewards in the process. Yeah, enjoy the video. Hiya, Borkers, I'm Jalen Fulf, and welcome back to BaBa Is You. Last time we were here, we have completed the lake section, which, I kind of found it a little easy mode, except for those bonus levels, which I, still need to do. Obviously, I'll be doing that in a later video, where you'll never know which yet, but what we are going to do is Solitary Island. Is that... Solitary Island, yeah. So, with that, we're going to start off with level 0, Poem. Let's see what we got for... Let's see what this island has a gift for us. Rose is red, violet is blue, flag is win, BaBa is you. Okay, so I might be able to do this if I do this proper. Okay, so if I move this down, I end up becoming the flag, but wall is automatically stop, as you can see on the lower left-hand corner over there. I do want to make sure that one of these is win. But I also don't want to break all of this. So how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? I could technically say make violet win, but at the exact same time, there's still some issues with it. I mean, if I keep necessarily pulling out all the is's, then eventually we're just gonna end up with all this other shit. But I don't think we have to go that far. What I can do, probably, is push violet down there and make rose this one. So I kind of had the right idea of just moving the is's down, but I did need to go that far. That's the other thing. Because I feel like I will need all those is's. And this was correct. What I did incorrect was push Rose down. I needed to move Rose in such a way that it doesn't break. Now you see where I'm going with this? I don't even need to do anything else. I can just move like this, and I'm gonna have to move Rose to... And I totally did not put a walkthrough up. Anyway, introducing colors into the mix is kind of a bit of a story in itself, but let's just have a look-see and see what Float has to offer. Is this introducing some other stuff? BaBa is you, flag is win, wall is stop, rock is push. Okay. Okay, so the floating technique kind of says I can't necessarily touch the ground here. I'm floating in midair. But there is something I can do to break this. Rock is still on the ground, right? So what I can do is push rock out of the way. Actually, I don't need to go that far with BaBa. I can just do that. And then I could technically make rock push, or rock you, or Really, the only thing I have to worry about at this point is just, making something me to, prevent the, floating from happening. And since I can't break BaBa as float, that's going to be a problem in itself. I have to make something else me. And the only two things I can think of are the wall and the rock. However, because rock is push, that eliminates the wall, so I do have to make rock me. So in this sense, I do have to move rock this way, and then just like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm a winner. See? You gotta think. You really gotta think about this. Anyway, warm river. BaBa is you and float. Water is hot. BaBa is melt. Skull is defeat and float. Flag is win. Okay, so here's how it works. I'm floating. BaBa is melt, but I'm floating above the water. And I can't break water as hot. Skull is defeat and float. Flag is win. Starting to get a good feeling about this, but if I recall correctly, that because both Skull and myself are floating, I can't really do that. So, the only real thing I can do at this point, because the four corners of water is hot, flag is win, BaBa is melt, skull is defeat, and float, I have to break something to make sure this works. And the only thing I can really break is my floating. But the moment I can't break BaBa is you, I can only really break BaBa is float. Like that. But I also can't, yeah. This is difficult considering I can't necessarily break BaBa is you. So what do I do here? What do I do here? Simple. I will move. I could technically move it across, but I'm melted. I can't make anything something that's not even there. So what do I do? Well, if I recall correctly, breaking float would be the only thing I can do to make this work, except I can't break the part about BaBa is you, because that would mean that I'm broken myself. But you know what I can do? You know what I can do? Since I can break and float, but not BaBa is you, there are some things I can do to make... what I can't... Oh, that's another thing I can think of. The other thing I'm thinking of right now is moving text to one of the options in the corner. There is this and over here, which makes me be able to say and something, but the only two things I can make and are BaBa and water. So what do I do? I'll break and float on myself. If I move it down here, it would make me float again. So, what else could I do? That's why there's a water is hot up there. I'll move the and up here, and at the same time, move float over here. That means water is now float, so I can watch this. Pass underneath. Haha! You can't make me float. I'm unstoppable. Ah, I'm another bonus level, but I'm not gonna bother that. Let's go to bridge building. Okay, so here's the thing. Text is float, water is sink, BaBa is you, hedge is stop, flag is win. So if I recall... Oh yeah, I can move floating text. So let me just clarify something here. Oh, wait. Wait. I can do something. Real quick. I'll just break this. Move this like that. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but let's try anyway. Up, up, this way, down, and then we push this out of the way, because now we have the rocks in, like that. Okay, so that's my solution. I pull the rock like that out of the way just by making them me. Got it? Good. But we said water is sink. So what that means is, for those of you that aren't aware of this game and how it works, if I go like this, I sink into the water. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is make the rocks sink like that. And ultimately, I'm creating a bridge to the flag. Now watch the next level. It might get a little tougher than that. A bridge building? Also, now rock is float. Okay. Before, it was text float. Now it's just rock float. Now this is a big issue. Everything's changing about this level. So the idea is I can't break water as sink, I can't break hedges stop, but I also can't break rock as float. What I can do, however, is because rock is float, I can make them go over here, and I could say I could push. What is it? I can push flag into the water, but then I also have to move is into the water as well. But then what happens to win? Well, I can just do this. I'm gonna... wait. I'll do this. Make sure the rocks stay where they are. And I'm gonna do this. While they are push, I am not going to touch the water, but instead, I'll have to go around to make this work. Or actually, no I don't, because there are two rocks there. I can just push one of them into the water, and I can use the other one. Touch that! Oh. Oh. Right. It's because they're floating, you can't necessarily make them win. But what I can do then instead is just make them win like that. But how do I make rock win after that? Whoa, 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 whoa. I just broke rock win. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. But does that mean I can break rock as you? No, it doesn't. Those are my only solutions as of right now. It looks like I can just deactivate flag and just make rock win somehow. Or I can just make BaBa win and that'll be it. But the only real thing is that as long as something is floating, you can't necessarily make it come down. So that's a big issue. How am I going to fix this? No, you know what it is? We didn't necessarily have to break flag. The only real issue was that because the rocks were the other thing available, and because they were floating, we couldn't necessarily touch them to win. We can't use the rocks at all, but what we can use is the text that made them work. So, since text is no longer float, we can actually use them for once. Water's still sink, so just watch what happens, and I won't say anything. Easy! Again, I totally did not use a walkthrough. Anyway, Victory Spring. Here's what we got. Okay, so text is float, water is sink, BaBa is you, cog is push. Okay. So, here's the thing. I can't break Cog's push, but I can use the cogs for something. So I could definitely break I would break Tex's float, however, here's the thing. I need that win. And if I do break Tex's float now, that win would sink. And I won't be able to win at all. So here's the idea. I'm gonna sink the cogs. Or at least think I'll sink them. How do I do this? Well, this is a big problem in itself because Win is inside the water. BaBa's not float. Or is it? It doesn't mean we can't make ourselves float. Actually, no, we can't because Win would actually sink. There's a good point in that. I have to sink the cog here. And then try to at least push Win out of the way. And then Win out like that, but then I'm dead. That it goes so far. If I break Tex's float, then that's a problem because if you think about it, Win just sinks and I can't even win. What I could do is try to make Cog win, but again, as before, Win's gonna sink. So what do I do? What do I do? The puzzles are starting to get difficult, guys. Well, it is going as far, but then, if you think about it, I do forget that there is still one more thing I can push. And that is this text over here. I did forget that there was a way to move the text in some fashion that you can still bump Win out of the way. But now, watch this. Now that we've broken Tex's float, that float sinks, and you can't necessarily, and you don't have anything to float with anymore. So, remember we said I am Win the last few times? Well, here's another one of those situations. There you go. We are Win. Anyway, next level, research facility. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try a thing. So let's see what this is. Bolt is... Alright, let's see what we have for options so far. BaBa is use, Skull is hot, Kiki is defeat, Wall is stop, Bolt is push, Bolt is melt. Let's move this like that. And then do this. So what we do, Bolt becomes move. I quickly have to relocate Skull is hot to Skull is defeat. So what we do, this. Ah! I see where we're going with this. You see that? Just because I broke Skull is hot, that now means the bolt can move through the skull without melting. And now it broke Skull is defeat, so I can do... But I have to do it in time. Or I can just do this. Done. Anyway, next level 7 is assembly team. Alright, let's see what's up with this one. Robot is you, robot is stop, flag is win, water is sink, pipe is stop. Huh. Here's a thing. They're both in line with each other, which kind of makes this a little more difficult. Because if you think about it, if you move the robots this way, they will both sink at the same time. We have to do it in such a fashion that we cannot do it at the exact same time. We gotta make sure that, or at least try to see if we can move it in such a way that the bots are not in that perfect line. That one of them can sink without trouble. Because ultimately, in the end, we want to make BaBa's use so it can reach the flag. We cannot make pipe stop, we cannot make water... We cannot break stop from pipe or sink from water, which kind of makes this... I don't think it makes it a little more difficult, it just makes it a little interesting to say the least. But really what I want to do is... let's think about this for a moment. The thing ultimately becomes that I need to move the robots in such a way that they're no longer in line with each other, but that makes it a little difficult because they're both on one side of the water. Huh. Somehow this is tougher than I thought. Ooh! Ooh! I know what to do here. I know what to do here. Hug against the wall, or I can do this. If I just did that, that would still work the same way. But ultimately, what the end goal is... Ultimately, the end goal here is that I need one of the bots to sink. At the exact same time, it now becomes possible to do this. See? I just had to think because there was one text in there. Yep. Oh, area clear already? What happens now? Okay, so we're on to 2 levels next. We gotta figure out which one I want to go to next. But let's move on to Tiny Pond. I'll think about this one actually instead of just cutting and going for me to a walkthrough. Okay, so BaBa is you and open. Water is stop and shut. I would say key is you and open, but then that breaks BaBa. So I can't move BaBa anyways. I need to... No. That's a corner piece. Ugh. No, seriously, I've been using walkthroughs. I can't even think. Ooh, but I do have something. I do need that is, though. And the only way I can really do it is just move all of that like that. So flag becomes key, but we need to get Win out of the water. Oh, I know what to do. Let's bring the keys over here. One of them opens the water. The other one we have to maneuver in such a way that we don't touch the water. But then, watch. Done. We are done. At least for that one. Next, catch the thief. Ooh, I think this one's a timed one, isn't it? Okay, so Skull's defeat, Pipe is stop, BaBa is you, but Robot is move. Let's see what Robot does, real quick. We have to do this in 11 moves, okay? So let's try something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, yes! See what I did there? See what I did there? Okay. I don't even need to think about this anyways. I can just do... Let me wait for him to get back inside. There. Now no one's moving. But the ultimate task then just becomes, I can safely move Robot over here. Because then what the Robot needs to do, now that I've gotten him on my side, is I can push Win out. Wait. I didn't think this through, did I? Alright. So I'm still doing the same thing that I did to prevent BaBa is you from breaking. But I'm going to try something different. We are going to make sure that robot is inside here. Now what I ultimately want to do is make robot BaBa. So now I'm a BaBa on two sides of the board, and unfortunately I no longer need him, so I will just sacrifice him for the sake of my purposes. But what I think I should do... What should I do? There is one thing I can do. I still have this. This BaBa is situation. Whoa, what the heck? Oh, you know what I didn't do? There we go. There we go. See, I totally didn't need that. Next, level 10, wireless connection. Now, how does this work? Okay, so we cannot use pipe is stop, BaBa is you, flag is obviously flag, bog is defeat. So technically we cannot make anything, we cannot make flag anything, but we can make something flag. What we do have though is cog is stop and robot is push, and we also have an and here too. So, how do we do this? So I think I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna move the robot up here. I want to also make sure that he moves left and right when I do this. What I do need to do is make sure that this works. But now, watch what happens. I am going to make robot move. And watch. I gotta time my shot well. So wait, go. There is no rock there either, so now that's gonna be a big point. Now the second thing I wanna do is make cog move in such a fashion that it works. So now we have a little bit of a difficulty curve here. I am going to break cog is stop. But what I do want to do... Oh. Wait a minute. Let me do this first. Cog, then... Oh, wait. This instead. Because then, that happens. Now I have to do this. But this is going to be a little tougher because I think I have fewer moves to do this. So let's see. Oh, wait. Wait. There's one thing I forgot before I do this. We need something for him to push. See? The goal is to make flag and rock is win, since I technically cannot cross the bog, and the fact that the stuff is already over there to begin with. There's one other thing I can do is just move everything else over to that side, since they can't be defeated by the bog. So, here's what's up. Cog now becomes move. I move with the cog, then bump, 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 bump. Wait. Done. Totally did not use a walkthrough there. And I'm just willing to keep going. Level 11, prison. BaBa is you. There's a Kiki here I can definitely make push. But wall is stop. And there's a win outside. Huh. Don't know how to do this. I cannot break while is stop. Cannot break while is stop. There is something I can do, however. Let me see if... No, I can't push the text out either. Shit. Yeah. Sometimes stuff like this really does need some looking up, and this is one of those moments. And here's another thing I didn't forget, that I forgot about already, is that you can still make a cross out of things. So if I say, because I have only one is, there is only one other way I can possibly use the is, and that's making a cross. So if I have BaBa is you going left and right, I can also make Kiki is push going up and down, and that would still work. So now I have to push Kiki. He cannot go through the wall either. I still need that, though. That's a start for something. There's another thing I didn't think about here. What I can do is I can then break Kiki as push, break Kiki as you, but watch this. Now I've broken Wallace Stop just like that. You thought I couldn't break it, didn't ya? Oh wait, I still have to do something here. We still have to make BaBa something. Oh wait, no, I don't even have to worry about that because Wall's not stop anymore. Now watch. Where I was once BaBa, he is now a victory. Sometimes you gotta look at a walkthrough to understand how to start a problem, or at least continue a problem before you solve the rest. You don't have to do it for the whole thing. But anyway, Evaporating River. I only had to use like a walkthrough in level 11 to understand the wall part, but everything else I kind of understood. So here's what's happening. I cannot break BaBa as you in that upper left-hand corner. I cannot break on the upper right, Cog is push and melt, I can't break that. And behind my webcam, you can't even see it, but behind my webcam, I can actually hide my webcam for a sec. Skull is defeat. And then on the lower right, water is hot. On the lower left, wall is stop. There is a flag over there that I can say is win. And I can also break water as sink. Ooh, I can break water as sink, but also water is hot, so I can't do anything like that to the cog. But here's something I can do. Okay, so now with that out of the way, do I need to melt the cog? Do I? That doesn't break the water, unfortunately. So I really can't do anything with the water in that sense. This might be an option for me to say I'm overthinking this. Oh god. Yeah, I was overthinking it. Sorry, I kind of need something to start with. Here's a little silly thing. Here is a silly thing I can do. I need to push the cog this way, push sync up here. This is kind of silly to think about because if you think about it, if I said water is sync and then the water syncs its own text, wouldn't that kind of be a paradox in a sense? But sometimes things can be broken in the first place, and the developers have found a way to break paradoxes like this, and watch. Essentially, it temporarily activates and then deactivates, so I no longer have to worry about this, but what I do have to worry about is... Oh! I've made flag something, but now I have to worry because I've defeated myself. So, this is now where I'm at a puzzle. Oh no, wait. Go back. No. I overthought it again. Let me do this again. I do need to break water is sink in some fashion. Then ultimately what I want to do is move cog is sink there. But I don't want to do it yet. Why? Because ultimately, I need to move one of these skulls away in such a fashion such that one of them is gone. But then how to get to flag? It's an easy peasy lemon squeezy solution. Since we can't melt under the hot water, and we still have this is sink text, I'm gonna do a silly thing, and instead of making flag sink, I'm going to reverse the text in such a way. Wait. Alright. I overthought this. Sorry, guys. What I actually wanted to do was make this skull sink. Why? Because flag is now open to move, and that's that. That is BaBa Is You, the Solitary Island. I do want to say, though, that I'm almost at this point where I can actually unlock this door. I just need 3 more of those. So where to next? Well, there's a few things I can do. I can either go to the temple ruins and try to solve that side of the board, or I can come down here to the Forest of Fall and get that out of the way. What do I do? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you want me to do. With that, that's going to do it for today's episode of BaBa Is You. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, leave a like, post your comments, hit subscribe with that notification bell, share this video with your friends, and as always, I will catch you guys in the next one. Until next time,
take it to the next.